Offering up the right set of benefits to your workforce can definitely help with the attraction and retention of permanent talent to build a strong organization. But where do contract and freelance workers fit into the equation? Should they be given the same level of benefits? Do they expect the same level? We spoke with Rafael Gomez, professor at the University of Toronto's Centre for Industrial Relations and Human Resources, and Karam Tafik, senior human resources business consultant at Sun Life Financial, to hear more.
That benefits package can really attract top talent and then in the long run retain that talent when you're offering them comprehensive benefits. Because when the benefits are comprehensive and they have an ability to look at a work-life balance or have the ability to have flex time or have a loan repayment program for students, that can offer different employees from all walks of life to come to the organization and say, this is where I want to work, because they're not just supporting me in my professional growth, but they're supporting me in my personal growth, and that's what benefits can do. Let's first define the two differences. So an employee serves a function within an organization. They're meant to be there long term. When we look at a contractor, or when we're looking at a freelancer, or we can call them an independent contractor, those employees are a business-to-business relationship.
Well, one of the ideas behind contracting and freelancing is it relieves you of some of what's called the quasi-fixed costs of employment. It's a bit of a technical term, but think of anything that has a long-term payoff from an employer standpoint, i.e. a permanent full-time job, comes with certain costs that make sense to absorb because you know this employee or this position you've opened up is there basically permanently. So then you can set up the EI benefits, you can set up the retirement pension plan if you have one, the dental benefits, and on it goes. Those are fixed. Those are costs that are fixed to the employer to set up. And you can justify those costs because the employees that you attract and you keep are there hopefully for a long enough duration, and therefore that relationship is kind of mutually beneficial. The contractors and freelancers again presents complicated issues because on the one hand, let's say I think of the ideal case. Everyone who's a contractor and a freelancer is doing so voluntarily out of some volition. They like the flexibility, the freedom, and oftentimes the higher remuneration that can come from freelancing work when compared with a full-time equivalent person in an organization. Sometimes the actual straight salary, the earnings that people get as freelancers can be higher. But of course, that's coming at a cost. The cost is the lack of certainty, the lack of permanence of an employment relationship.
When we look at a contractor or an independent contractor, that's a business-to-business relationship. They're being hired on for a period of time. They're compensated very highly because that's a business relationship for a period of time. Now, the argument can be made that we want to retain these employees by giving them benefits or looking at their performance. But in regards to that contract, what we're doing here, it's a business relationship and it's not an employee of that organization. The difference there is when we look at employees, we're offering them comprehensive benefits because we want them to stay. We want them to be happy. We want them to perform.
For Canadian HR Reporter, I'm Alexia Capralos.